suppression, the use of marijuana.
What is going on, Jets fans? Welcome back to Jets Media. I'm your host, Richie Malora, and today we're talking about the latest Jets news brought to you by always BetUS Sportsbook, the number one online sportsbook. Make sure you guys use the code YouTube150 to sign up for your 150% bonus. Now, there's a lot of news and rumors. Who will the Jets hire at GM and head coach? Players may be traded in the offseason that are fan favorites. A lot of speculation to get into in today's show. Oh, well, let's just get into it. There was a rumor that came out today from ESPN's Rich Cimini on his ESPN podcast stating that speculation, according to people in Garrett Wilson's camp, he could request a trade. All speculation, all rumors, but that is a fear that me and every single Jets fan, I think, has. I think Breece Hall also posted a cryptic Instagram post saying hashtag free 20. Obviously, Breece Hall is not happy. I mean, we're going to have a brand new coach, a brand new regime, didn't draft these players. All they've done is lose. And, man, I'm hopeful that that's not going to be the case here. But it's definitely something that we need to talk about as Jets fans and accept the reality as it is. So welcome on in to the show, man. Just change my camera a little bit. There we go. Man. Hope you guys are having a fantastic Wednesday. The vibes should be high coming off that win against the Jaguars, heading into a game against the Rams. Has anybody watched the Aaron Rodgers documentary yet? It was pretty dope. I'm a big fan of it. And I feel like as of right now, Jets fans are at a state of what is about to happen with this team, man. Who are we going to bring in? Everybody wants Mike Vrabel, but there's someone, there's something in the back of everyone's minds. What if we don't land Mike Vrabel? What's plan B? Is there going to be somebody that we can hire that's not Mike Vrabel that's still going to be able to be someone that we want? There's a lot going on, man. So do me a favor, simply hit the like button on your way into the show. We do appreciate all the love and all the support that you guys continuously show here on the channel. Much love to everybody. Let's see who's in the chat. We got Bald God. Trade everyone. Team is garbage. Don't trade everyone. Come on now. Yeah, trade everyone so we can do another 15 years of rebuilding. Come on, man. Hennessy says, I'm not watching anything Jets right now. I barely watch the games. I don't blame you, Henny. I don't blame you. The Rodgers documentary isn't really Jets. It's more his career, his story, but it is the Jets, I guess. If we trade Garrett Wilson, I'm going to lose it. Yeah, me too. Me too. I always support my guy, though. You're my guy, Henny. Appreciate you, brother. Much love. Watching the documentary later today. Highly recommend it, man. And look out for your boy's voice being featured in the first episode. My voice is famous. I'm on Netflix. I made it, Mom. I made it to Netflix. But all jokes aside, man, I feel like, this last few weeks is going to tell us a lot about the future of this team. The Jets finished an interview with John Robinson yesterday. They finished an interview with Thomas Dimitrov on Monday. We saw a report saying that there's going to be a complete defensive overhaul, right? C.J. Mosley most likely could retire or move on from the Jets, who's been the heart and soul, the captain of the defense. There's going to be a lot of pending free agents on defense, such as DJ Reed, Jamian Sherwood, Brennan Eccles. The interior defensive line needs some help. Jermaine Johnson coming off an Achilles injury. The safety unit is completely just a giant hole. So there's going to be a lot of interesting things to see. First, we got to see who the GM is and who the head coach is, and then we can kind of fit the players that we feel like would fit the roster and the scheme, whatever it is. And there's a lot. When it comes to this Jets team, like, what is there to look forward to for the rest of the season? I mean, we've been in off-season mode for a long time. I personally would love to see the Jets just win out. I know some people don't want to see that because they prioritize draft picks. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I couldn't care less about the 7th pick compared to the 10th pick. I really don't think it's that much of a difference. If we have a good GM, we will find talent in the first round no matter where we pick. And I think that if the Jets can beat the Rams and the Bills, hypothetically, not saying they will, I think that's pretty darn cool because we're seeing what the full potential of this team could be with the healthy Rodgers and him being on the same page with Devontae Adams and all these guys on the roster. Again, not predicting that to happen here, But it's definitely something I would love to see happen. And if you're a Jets fan, why would you not want to see that happen? I'm very curious to hear why. Is it because you hate the Jets so much and you're sick of them, where now you're rooting against them? And I'm just like worried about the same thing Jets fans are worried. Oh. Sorry about that. I'm worried about the same thing Jets fans are worried about, man. And that is, hold on one second. And what I'm worried about is our players that we love. Okay? I don't think any Jets fan wants that to happen. But unfortunately, it seems like it's a possibility, and you can't really blame the players. You want a sense of loyalty, but all they've done is lose, and do they want to be part of a winning culture here? I hope so. They want to be part of a turnaround with the new regime. I mean, Garrett Wilson is my favorite Jet. He's been my favorite Jet since we drafted him. I've waited my entire life for the Jets to draft a wide receiver like him. He fits everything you want in a franchise wide receiver, off and on the field. Great human being. Talent off the charts. I mean, I would be absolutely devastated if the Jets had to trade him. Now, it comes down to the Jets have control over Garrett Wilson, so it's not like they could, if Garrett requests a trade, that they're going to be forced to trade him. The Jets have the leverage there, but I really hope that the Jets or Garrett Wilson decides to stay put with the New York Jets, all right, because I cannot stomach a reality where he is gone. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to see that happen, man. I don't want to see that happen. So that's my thoughts about that. But as you all know, BetUS is the proud sportsbook sponsor of Jets Media. You guys can use the code YouTube150 when you sign up for a 150% bonus on your first deposit, 125% on your next two, up to $2,000. They got some interesting football prop bets up for the Jets-Rams game coming up on Sunday. First scoring play of the game, will it be a Rams touchdown, a Rams field goal? Will it be a Jets touchdown? I like the Jets to start off fast, maybe with the first touchdown of the game, starting off on fire. Plus 240 are the odds. Total touchdowns over 5.5 is plus money. I think that we're going to see a high-scoring game in the cold weather, a little classic Aaron Rodgers versus Matthew Stafford. I think that's going to be a fun little matchup. Highest scoring half, first or second half, or a tie. I don't see that happening. So fun, interesting prop bets. If you want to take advantage of the BetUS Sportsbook, don't forget to use the code YouTube150 to sign up for BetUS. And you guys know by now I am part of BetUS TV, which will be live on The Huddle in actually 15 minutes. So go check me out on The Huddle in just a little bit. Shout out to Dan Mitchell and TD as my co-hosts. All right, so I think that when it comes to Sunday's game against the Rams, what are we looking for? Is Olu still showing signs of growth? Is Aaron Rodgers still showing signs of the ability to be a good quarterback at this stage of his career? I mean, that's what I'm looking at. Guys, don't forget to hit the like button as well on your way in, man. I know that this season has been dead. 4-10 season. Doesn't feel good to be 4-10 whatsoever. I get it, but do me a favor, hit the like button. Johnny boy, I seriously dislike Rich and me saying speculation about Garrett Wilson. Like, why even report something like that without the true facts? Yeah, I mean, we know the media. They're going to run with that, and it's going to be posted on every single account known to man. We're going to hear it on every Instagram account that has a big following. X account that has a big following is going to report that Garrett Wilson is going to request a trade. And that's what it means to be a Jet, man. I mean, you have media members like Rich Cimini who's going to talk about speculation, and people are going to take speculation and turn it into a real report. It's not a report. It's speculation. When I first saw it, I fired out 2 tweets, like, emotionally, like, no, not Garrett Wilson. And I deleted him because I don't want people to feel like he's leaving us, because I do not want to manifest that at all. The Jets got to prioritize Garrett Wilson. But guess what? We don't have anybody on this team that can prioritize him because we don't have an active GM yet. We don't. I wonder if the Jets, there's a world, too, where the Jets hire their next GM before the season ends. Because what if they love Dimitrov so much, we're like, yeah, you're our guy, we're going to hire you. Or they love John Robinson, I don't know, whoever the case may be. Louis Reddick, Mike Greenberg, a name that I heard get brought up from Tampa. So they're doing their homework on a lot of people that are not affiliated with the NFL, or in terms of they don't have an active role with the team. So that's where you got to look at it, man. That's where you got to look at it. Tyler says, Richie, at least your owner is willing to take a risk with the team. The Pegulas own the Bills and Sabres. One is a Super Bowl contender, while the Sabres are on an 11-game losing streak and a 13-year drought. Hey, man, at least the Pegulas are giving you a brand new stadium as the Buffalo Bills, and your Bills are, at the top of the league right now. I wouldn't complain. The Jets ownerships are trash, dude. I don't know what. Richie, I wish the Jets would lose out so they get a better draft pick than the Dolphins. We're going to have a better draft pick than the Dolphins. We have a worse record than them. And I don't really care about that. What is a better draft pick going to do for us, really? I don't know. Please no to Robinson. Yeah, man, I think it really comes down to if you get Robinson, you better get Mike Vrabel. Not G5, bro. This is some BS. Yeah, King Lowski, I don't want to get too caught up in that speculation yet, man. I really, really don't. If there was one guy I feel like is destined to request a trade out of anybody, it's Breece Hall. He has 1 year left on his deal. There's no fifth-year option for him. And the Jets have Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis. And the new regime can feel like, you know what, we don't really see Breece Hall as a future asset. They could trade him. I'm not saying I would do that, but I'm just seeing it from the GM's perspective. Also seeing it from Breece Hall's perspective. He feels like he doesn't want to be a Jet anymore. He wants to get out. I don't know. It's really frustrating. And let's be honest with ourselves. Breece Hall has been very underwhelming. Can we just keep it a buck with Breece? I want to see his stats real quick because he said that he wants to get 1,000 yards this year. Hasn't had even close to it. How many does he have? 722. He has 3 games left, and he is not going to get 1,000 yards unless he has 3 great games. But does he even have 100-yard game this season? He has 1 against the Bills on Monday Night Football. When it comes to running the ball, the volume is there too. Last week, only 9 carries. The week prior, 12 carries against the Colts, 16 carries. I love Breece, man, but at the end of the day, he hasn't really lived up to the hype that I put on him. I thought he was going to be one of the best running backs in the league. I know situation matters. I know scheme matters. I know offensive line matters. But I don't know. Question for Richie. Thoughts on Aaron Rodgers documentary? I loved it, man. You guys know me. I loved Aaron Rodgers before he was a Jet. So the fact that I can be featured on that documentary is wild, number one. Number two, I think that the documentary really exonerates who Aaron Rodgers is as a person. And I always felt like and still feel like to this day he's the most misinterpreted person in the media. He's just a killer competitor. He's not afraid to expose his other lifestyle of, spirituality and stuff, which I'm tapped into my own way. So I always appreciate that. Cool to see his story in high school, going into college, what happened when he got drafted. That draft day sequence was really cool. I didn't know that he thought he was going to go the top 5 and he drops all the way down. He has to learn behind Brett Favre. And then the coolest thing about it was when he wins the Super Bowl, that's when he started his spiritual journey. He's like, I just won the Super Bowl. Now what? I still don't feel fulfilled. There's another piece of my being that needs to be fulfilled, right? And that's when he started questioning a lot of things. And, he's a polarizing figure. Rodgers is not for everybody. I get that. But we shall see. One more year with AR, Devontae, Garrett Wilson will be much better than anything. I think so. Rich, took a while from Jets content. Always here with you. I just needed a break. All's well. Go Jets. Jimmy, I don't blame you for needing a break, my friend. I don't need you. I don't blame you. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing well as well. I don't know, Richie. Seems like you've been itching to dump Rodgers when he's only played with the team for a dozen games. Who are you going with the latest Southern Cal phenom, though? I do like Gabriel. I don't really agree with this. I don't think I've been itching to dump Rodgers. I think if you're referring to my frustration in season, I was calling him out for not playing well enough at the time. But things can change. My thought process can evolve. And at this moment, I'm all in on bringing Aaron back, especially the way he's played the last few weeks. I don't know where you feel like I've been itching to dump Rodgers. That's false, in my opinion. I never really said those words. I know that, I brought up speculation and maybe the Jets will have to give up on him. Maybe they won't. But as of right now, I think that there's not a better option to bring back Rodgers. There's no one better to replace him, if that makes sense. I agree 100%. I loved how he showed how he handled the whole Matt LaFleur and young head coach. He was able to adapt to a newer offense. Well, the narrative is he won't adapt, which is false. Exactly. He's an adapter, and there's a chance that he can adapt this year, coming in with the new coaching staff. So, folks, I got to run, actually. It's going to be the huddle is going to kick off in less than 10 minutes. So if you guys want to go over there to the huddle, I'll put the link in the chat. You guys know the huddle by now. I mean, if you haven't checked out the huddle yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. It's on BetUS TV's YouTube channel. We're live every single day at 3 p.m., talking all things NFL. Me, TD Finstalk, and Dan Mitchell will be live here in less than 10 minutes. So go check us out over there on BetUS TV. I got to run. I love you guys. I will see you guys then. Shout out to BetUS for always supporting this channel and sponsoring Jets Media. Your connection IQ is way overrated. What does that even mean? Richie, these Garrett Wilson trade rumors are starting to really irritate me. Me too, man. Don't read too much into it. Also, you smoked TD on that one-on-one. TD got cut. Let him know, Jimmy. Let him know. We're not trading him, man. We're not trading him. All right, folks. I will see you on the huddle. Love you guys. Peace